What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be taking out Bane Red, which has had a lot of recent success at some of these big tournaments. Before we get into today's video, make sure to join my Patreon as a free or paid member, where I do a new deck article just about every day. All the videos that I do from YouTube are posted on here. I do monthly giveaways. This month on the 15th, there'll be a giveaway every month on the 15th. This month I'm giving away a Luke Skywalker unit. I do deck techs for members and more, so definitely check that out. Make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, as it helps the channel to grow and I greatly appreciate it. You know, you're benefiting from the Underworld synergy and Tarkintown and trying to kind of use Cad Bane's ability to activate Tarkintown right away, which is really sweet and is a great way to kind of slow your opponent down as you work up to Bane's flip turn. You have cards like now there are two of them in here to just gain a big advantage against your opponent, and then your top end is going to be a combination of like Bosk, Zuckuss, Ruthless Raider, and Cad Bane, as well as Cad Bane the leader. It's a pretty fun deck. I do think it has some challenges from testing it. I think it does pretty well against more aggressive decks because you're pinging their units and you're using Tarkintown, and you know you have pretty strong units. You have the ability to cheat out some strong units. And then you have things like Daring Raid. I definitely think against control it struggles more. That's why I do have the Lady Proxima in here as a way to like just have additional ways to ping my opponent. But I do think that that's a tough matchup in general. The Bazine helps with that, but it's just tough. Change of Heart is kind of my other big play for the control matchups. Just putting in 3 of them in there to kind of help me push damage and kind of finish them off. But let's get into the list real quick. So 3 Greedo and 2 Lady Proxima are 2 1-drops. So we can, you know, as early as turn 1, we can play those and activate Cad Bane's ability. If there's a unit out, sometimes our opponents try to stall, or maybe we have the initiative, so we don't get to use Cad Bane's ability. We can still use McClunky or Daring Raid alongside those units to still be able to take out our opponent's unit right away, which is really big for us, just kind of slowing down the tempo of the game right away. Cartel Spacer is really nice in here as a way to just exhaust something that early on in the game to help us to stabilize more as we get closer and closer to our flip turn. Crafty Smuggler, of course, is good against Django Red because of its shield. The 2 Hotshot Blaster, of course, are going to be resourced most of the time early. McClunky and Daring Raid, like I said, are good ways to activate Tarkintown, or just good sources of removal in general. The 2 Lady Proxima helps the clock a little bit against control. Just kind of testing that out. That's definitely the 1 maybe card. The 2 Bazine in the main, 1 in the side. That's definitely, you know, just in general, the McClunky combo is really sweet. You could argue just put the 3rd copy in there and take out like a Cartel Spacer maybe, which I totally think is fine. Definitely might change things around after testing today. 3 Surprise Strike just to help us push damage, as well as a way to beef up our units to knock out bigger threats. 3 Boba Fett, just a very good card against aggro. 3 Punishing 1. Sometimes we're able to attack in twice if we get to kill a unit with a bounty on it. The 2, now there are 2 of them, of course. I mean, the 3, now there are 2 of them. Of course, gives us the ability to play like Forlom, Bosk, or Zuckuss on turn 2, which is really sweet. Or just like Cad Bane on the 5 resource turn. Or just like, you know, when our opponents are getting us down to one unit on the board, it's a way for us to just sneak in something for cheap. Like one of those 4 units I just mentioned later on in the game. So it's just a really nice card. We're not focused on that. In some games I'll have it in my hand and have the ability to play it, but still not play it because it doesn't make the most sense. For example, like I might want to just play Forlom at 5 resources, or even 2, let's say 3 resources. I might even want to play Forlom just because it has the ambush ability and just to take out something, whereas Zuckuss comes in as a 6/6, but it doesn't do anything right away. So sometimes it makes more sense to play the Bosk or the Forlom over the Zuckuss. But in general, the card just felt really good. I like having this card in any yellow-red deck that I'm playing, just because it just gives the entire deck like a power boost, and it just makes you feel like some games you can just win as early as turn 2 if you're able to pull off the combo. Other games it can really save you and kind of get you back on track. 2 Waylay in the main just to kind of deal with decks that have bigger units, one in the side. One job in the main, one in the side. I've seen a lot of decks play 3 in the main. It's nice to do with McClunky as well, so there's definitely an argument that that needs to be at least the second copy in the main board. The 3 Forlom, 3 Zuckuss, of course. The 3 Bosk, of course, is great. It has great synergy with Cad Bane's ability. The 3 Ruthless Raider also has just great synergy with setting up knockouts with doing the 2 damage to a unit when it comes in. Also sets up Tarkintown in case we haven't used it yet, which is rare by the 6 resource turn. Most of the time we're using it turn 1 or turn 2. And then 3 Cad Bane as our top end card to kind of close things out, capture units, and use Surprise Strike to swing in for 10 damage, of course. Overall, I mean, it's a fun deck. Like, you're pinging your opponent's units, you're setting up knockouts, you're using Tarkintown, you're McClunking Bazine, you're, using Daring Raid early on, and really just trying to stabilize by 4 or 5 resources into the flip turn so that you can kind of take over. Usually you're using like a combination of Forlom, Bosk, or Zuckuss on those turns to kind of get the game in your favor, especially with Cad Bane's ability. Forlom can swing in for 5, Bosk can swing in for 5, Zuckuss can swing in for, if you have a Forlom mount, Zuckuss can swing in for 8 damage, which is crazy. So those types of things are really cool and make this deck very good. I do think it really struggles against decks that have like a lot of life gain units. That's when it starts to really struggle, and I think it struggles against control. With that being said, would I play Cad Bane Red in a tournament? Probably not. It doesn't fit my playstyle as much, but I could see, why it's becoming a popular deck. I mean, now there are 2 of them, really does give it a power boost, and so does the Cad Bane unit. And it's definitely a fun deck, but it just, for me, it has very good matchups on one end, and then like control feels very hard. And I would say like some of those mid-range decks with a lot of life gain, like I think Anakin Blue is winnable, but I think that's a tough one. And then I think like Yoda decks are really hard for a deck like this. I think Kira is probably pretty hard. Just, when you start getting into the more of those soft control decks, I think this deck struggles. So there's just decks that have like really, really great payoffs around 6, 7, 8 resources. Like Vader and Maul and stuff like that. This deck can really struggle with against those because they're coming in, killing your units, and then, you're drawing a Greedo or a Cartel Spacer, and it's like, yeah, I think I ran out of gas, So that can happen sometimes, and that is kind of the reason why I wouldn't play it, but I do like it a lot. I do think it's fun. I do think it makes a lot of sense why it is a competitive deck, but I definitely think that it has some very difficult matchups where it's really hard to beat those, and I would say like some of those matchups are more possible than others, but it probably takes a ton of playtesting and really refining the list. But I do like how it's played, and the Underworld synergy is great, and then now there are 2 of them is great. As for the sideboard, I have 2 copies of No Good to Me Dead for those decks where leaders can be a problem or just more mid-range and control. A 3rd copy of Bazine, 2 Breaking In to get past decks that have more Sentinels. 3rd copy of Waylay, 2nd copy of Jabba the Hutt for more mid-range and control. Waylay's coming in against more mid-range and control as well. And then the 3 Change of Heart. I will potentially adjust the sideboard if I decide to take some things out, especially Lady Proxima, if that doesn't make the cut, then I will probably adjust the sideboard to make space, and it'll probably add in some of those cards from the sideboard. So make sure to check out the end of the video and the deck link below to see any changes that I may have made. But let's get into some games and see how this deck performs. Alright, did we get anything that we can play? No. So we have 2 mulligan. There you go. Lady Proxima Greedo's not bad. We have Crafty Smuggler. Now there are 2 of them, which is also not bad. 2 Forlom. And possibly something else that we draw into. This is tough. Do we want to go for the combo, or do we want to go for... pressure. Thanks, you too. I mean, Clunky's good as a piece of removal, especially to send back something. It's nice to have somebody actually be kind. Problem with Lady Proxima is that it doesn't do any damage to anything that they ECL in. It's a way for them to get a free kill, basically. Don't get me wrong, I definitely like the idea of McClunky here. I just think we need units. I'm okay with not damaging them. Just want to get Forlom out. Interesting. So he's going to kill me immediately. Okay, sure. So we trade away. Alright. Boba's pretty good against them. Cartel seems pretty good against them. You're going to let Greedo go. Just get in Boba. Yes, weaken that thing, because that thing actually is annoying. Because all their units get stronger. So we don't even, at this point, we could play Zuckuss, but I actually think Forlom is the better play. I like that we have Ruthless Raider too. I think we're just letting go of Forlom. I mean, now there are two of them. I mean, getting a 6/6 out is not bad. Don't get me wrong. Alright, let's get rid of Cartel just in case we want to play. Now there are two of them. It really depends on what he does here. If he ECL, or he already ECL'd. Okay, so why does, yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? He's gonna try to do the Darksaber thing. So let's go Forlom. See what he does. That's fine, actually. So we're gonna attack into Sabine. And then we're gonna kill Yularen after it attacks with Boba. And then Sabine will die. Unless it has Darksaber. Either way, we have Zuckuss next turn for ambush, which is nice. Okay. Let's just swing into Yularen, I guess. He hasn't played a unit yet, so we're setting up tons of knockouts here. Zuckuss has a 7/7, it's pretty awesome. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna Zuckuss, because either way, something's gonna die as soon as we play Zuckuss, and then we'll kill the other one. So that'll be nice. Let's take a Boba. Nice. I think we're in solid shape at this current point in time. Yeah, so he has to kill one, and we kill the other. If he kills Yularen, then Sabine just dies. So, okay, we don't need to resolve the ambushes act. That was cool. I do feel like this is where Cad Bane shines against a deck like this. Because of Tarkintown, your ambush, your Cad Bane's ability, ambush effects. Ruthless Raider's nice. Okay, there's the timely. Okay, and he's gonna kill nothing. Says if it entered play this turn. I mean, we're definitely just gonna trade with that. So we want to keep our Forlom Zuckuss combo out there as long as we can to get in for more damage. That's a nice one. I'm gonna let Crafty go. I like Cartel Spacer as a card. Ruthless Raider's probably just what I'm gonna play here, but we'll see. I'm gonna attack in first though for damage. Try to close this game out quickly. Wrecker is a good card here. for him. If he does do the wrecker thing, then we will kill him with Ruthless Raider and one of the other units that he doesn't kill. So that's not what I was expecting at all. But that's a good look for us, because I don't think our opponent can come back from that. So we're going to be up to 22 now, and 24, I'm sorry. And then we could literally just win with Lady Proxima's ping ability or Daring Raid or anything. Or a second Ruthless Raider, actually. So, good game. Yeah, that one was good. That one felt like, you know, this is where this deck shines. Like, it quickly runs over a deck like that. Alright, what are we getting rid of here? One spacer and just Cad Bane. Now there are two of them with boss would be good here. If we can draw into now there are two of them. We did not. Greedo, Boba, or I'm sorry, Boba or Crafty Smuggler Greedo. I mean, it's gotta be Boba, right? Yeah, Boba can take that thing out next turn, potentially. Yeah, I mean, since he's doing that, we're gonna do that. Alright. Alright, we're at 4 resources. So punishing one Greedo, I guess. Boba's gonna go ahead and kill that, which I think is good. I am going to let Cartel Spacer take some damage. Go Greedo, yes. Set up the knockout with Cartel. Okay, so we're in okay shape. So he's gonna upgrade this. Potentially. We have Bosk to remove it though. Ooh. So he's a Sentinel now, which is cool, I guess. We're gonna go Greedo. Okay. Is he going face here? If he goes face, it's fine. Sabine seems solid. He's at 5. We want to get rid of like Dark Saber, or do we want to just go Bosk and just kill it? I think we just go Bosk. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna kill that. Take that out. Get in for some damage. He gets to pick which one? No. Okay. I think we can put his Bazine in the resources. 5, 6. Upgrade. From your hand, it costs 2 less. Why did he put a Mandalorian armor? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why he would give me a Mandalorian armor. I guess it was a mistake and he's done. I don't understand what just happened. So if he didn't give that to me and just stayed in and fixed his play, then I would have just Ruthless Raider away his shield. And I still had Daring Ray to take away his shield too, so I could have Daring Raided it as well, so it would have been fine. And then we had Cad Bane, which... So, that was a weird one. Alright, let's let go of McClunky and... Probably Waylay. Waylay's not going to be as effective in a deck like this, I don't think. But I could be totally wrong. Get Cartel down, maybe we can draw into something with now there are 2 of them. Okay. Can play now there are 2 of them. Forlom, which I think is totally worth it, so we can get Poggle off the board. And it only does 1 damage to Forlom, which is nice. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Pass. Okay, another Forlom is good. This is tough because I really want to be able to deal with Kylo Ren right away. He has the initiative, so he's passing. Yeah, he doesn't want the card to get killed right away. So what we'll do is we will bait him. We will attack him with Forlom, and he'll be like, "Oh, Kylo's safe," and then Kylo will not be safe. Yep. And our opponent said no. Good game. Alright, so we got Cartel into Forlom, which is pretty good, so we're going to get rid of 1 now. There are 2 of them in a Hotshot Blaster, which we can use to try to catch up to our opponent. I've been messing around with Asajj. I was actually considering doing a video on it, but it was not performing very well, so I opted not to. Okay. And then we can just get rid of that. Nice. Bazine's pretty good here. Really depends on what our opponent does. I like Smuggler, I like McClunky, I like Bazine. I think Bazine McClunky is our best bet, so that we can... Did he just claim the initiative? Okay. Did he mean to do that? Okay. He did. We're definitely getting rid of that. I mean, Forlom can immediately kill Asajj here. And that's that one. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... That deck, the problem with Asajj is that the leader is just too weak. Like, it has a really cool ability, but it should have been a 3-5. Then it would be better. Because 4 HP is like... You're just walking into dying so easily. And it's just like... Why play a deck where your leader immediately dies? That's the problem with this card. It's just... It's such a cool concept, like push damage. And its ability's fine, but I'd just rather play Ahsoka than this card. Ahsoka was good. Asajj felt way too easy to deal with. Ahsoka was like, you know, coming out there as like a 7/6 on its flip turn. Flipped one turn later, but with all the cards you're doing and going wide with Ahsoka, like, it felt a lot better. So I couldn't even make it through a video on Asajj because it was performing so badly. Like, it's just not a deck that I think is that relevant. I think red may be a little better, potentially with Tarkintown, just as a way to like, kind of like a lot of these yellow-red decks where you use Tarkintown to help you to slow down your opponent if you hit the right card at the right times. But I just, you know, if I was going to play yellow-red, I'd rather play Cad Bane Red or Jenga Red, so why would I play Asajj Red? You know? Especially when the leader dies that easily, so... That's kind of my 2 cents. It's unfortunate because it's a cool idea, but you can't have these leaders have 4 HP. Like, they got to be a little stronger than that. So back for the post game wrap up. So I did take out the Lady Proxima. I did not feel like it did enough to justify even being in here. What I did end up adding in was the second copy of Bazine, or the third copy of Bazine, and the third Waylay. I felt like those were relevant in some of our more difficult matchups. I did adjust the sideboard a little bit because of the changes I made to the main board. So I put in 3 Lurking TIE Phantom as another way to deal with control. And then a third copy of Hotshot Blaster as a way to push damage from our resources. And then we're still keeping the 3 Change of Heart, the second copy of Jabba, and the 2 No Good To Me Dead as well. But overall, it performed pretty well. I did struggle against some... like I said, some of those life gain decks. It was a fun deck. I definitely think it's a solid deck choice for tournaments, especially based on its recent success as well. But again, for me, it's not a deck I would play. It doesn't really fit my play style. But definitely a fun one. You should definitely give it a shot and let me know how, you know, success that you've had with this deck and how you've been playing this deck. But as always, y'all have a good one and peace out.